The legacy they guarded, the truth I reveal. DNA doesn't lie, it remembers, even when records are burned and names changed. Our lineage hid truth in plain sight, surviving generations of control, not by revolt, but by choosing the right marriages, the right land, the right silence. It's the echo of spiritual firewall, where East met West and the Druidic flame was quietly reignited beneath the imperial canopy. Long before my DNA awakened, the sacrificed archive once carried its flame through sword and silence. The Knights Templar, warrior monks of divine allegiance, weren't mere defenders of Jerusalem. They were guardians of continuity, tasked with shielding truths not found in scripture, but in bloodlines, geometry, and sacred sites. They didn't worship empires, they preserved what empires feared. They didn't protect dogma, they encrypted memory into architecture, pilgrimage, and encoded rituals. They guarded what Jesus and Joseph of Arimathea had carried, not a chalice, but a living lineage, not doctrine, but Druidic wisdom fused with Jordanian inheritance, not as a myth, but molecule history hidden within those who remembered. What I reveal now in my codex, through chromosomal intersections, mitochondrial gates, and proven pillars, is what the Templars veiled beneath centuries of misdirection. They protected Glastonbury, the Grail lands of Cornwall, not as relic sites, but as spiritual vaults, just as Joseph encoded knowledge within the wattle walls of the old church. The Templars encoded in lineage and celestial navigation, heretic encryption, and chosen Stuart families. I walk the same path the Knights Templars once guarded. Only now, I walk it in the open. They were veiled, crypted, and decoded, I declare. For 10 years, I've decoded the legacy they swore to protect, and I now lift the silence they were forced to uphold. The Templars were not mere warriors, they were spiritual cardiographs, mapping faith across bloodlines, sacred geometry, and mesophysical architecture. They preserved truth so powerful they threatened empires. Truth of the Grail, not as vessel, but as lineage, and truth of Jesus and Joseph, not as founders of religion, but as initiated druids, bearers of faith woven from nature, memory, and light. What began as spiritual tradition rooted in Druidic wisdom and Jordanian flame was later branded, modified, and politically repurposed into the religion known as Christianity, a term that did not exist during the lifetimes of Joseph of Arimathea and Jesus. The faith they lived was experimental, nature-bound, and encoded in ritual and initiation, not doctrine. Key family members, including my 22nd great-grandfather, Henry II of England, through Henry gave royal validation to Glastonbury Abbey and the legend of Joseph. His reign also saw the rise and sanctioned Christianity, a filtered belief system tailored for monarch and empire. Fires like the one at Glastonbury in 1184, suspected to be set by Peter de Marcy, weren't just accidents. They were intentional acts of erasure, designed to melt relics, scatter archives, and disrupt the transmission of memory. The Knights Templar, though prosecuted and outlawed, were among the few who recognized the truth embedded within bloodlines. They encoded the original spiritual current, the Grail as lineage, not chalice, Jesus as initiator, not religious founder, Joseph as migratory steward, not myth. These truths were never lost. They were hidden within families who dared not speak them aloud. Until now.